All right, we are live. Let me just double check and make sure that everybody can see us.
Ooh. Go to the fans.
Exactly. Say hello, because I saw somebody in the chat room like a while ago, so I was like, maybe, I don't know, because I changed the time on it to make sure that everybody,
Right.
like restarted the timer
Exactly.
and stuff. Okay.
Say hello.
All right.
Yes,
It is live.
Yay!
Yes.
Hi.
Yay! All right. So, hello. I should start this, I guess. Since this is my channel, I was like, oh, how are we going to start this? And I was like, wait, me, I should do it. Hello, my name is Liz, and you are on my channel, Elizziebooks, and I primarily talk about young adult literature, including but not limited to the lovely book, if I can pick it up, Blood, Ink, and Fire. And we are joined today by the author, Ashley, trying not to butcher your last name, Mansour?
Got it. Perfect.
Okay, cool. Yes, awesome. I have a weird last name too, so. And Alex Pettyfer. Hello.
Hello.
So if you guys would like to introduce, like, what is my question? Sorry. Introduce yourselves and, like, what part did you play in this book?
Well, do you want to start?
No, you can start.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies first.
Pressure, ladies first. Okay. Well, I'm Ashley. I'm the writer of Blood, Ink, and Fire, and yeah, I was working on this book for quite a long time, and luckily Alex came along, and he is my publisher. So I kind of introed you too. Here you go.
I'm Alex. I'm publisher.
Plus actor, director, and producer, by the way. Probably people know that too. But he's here with a hat this evening.
Oh yeah, you gotta wear the hat.
It's a different hat. This is the hat of publisher, so.
Adidas, the brand of publishing.
The brand of, yeah.
Oh, slight poster. Ooh, a poster movement.
There we go.
You wanted more love.
There we go. We'll just
yeah, so Ashley was was writing a script for my production company and handed me this manuscript, and I read the 460 page manuscript over a weekend and was enthralled and amazed by the relevance of the story and the amazing and beautiful love story that is intertwined in it. And I went back to her and I thought this could be great as either a television series or a film. And I asked her if I could buy the film and television rights. Who was the publisher for the book that I should get in contact with, and she said that she hadn't.
There is no publisher.
So why don't you do it? And I always like a challenge, and so here we are. Yeah, went on this crazy journey together, and it's been amazing. You know, the response that we've got from the way that I wanted to push this book, not the conventional sense of the word of of targeting book readers, even though we're so thankful for you to do this with us. It was to target it more like promoting a film, and I think that's very nerve-wracking for Ashley because I took her on live TV and live news broadcasts. And
yeah, you usually don't see like young adult authors on such TV shows and whatnot, because that's what I thought was pretty interesting too, watching it. I was like, I haven't seen a book promoted like this before, like going on talk shows and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no,
it's been amazing.
It has, and the thing for us is, at the end of the day, I think no matter if you're an avid book reader or someone who enjoys books, or doesn't enjoy books and would rather see film, for anyone who walks into a library or a bookstore, there's that endless possibility of escapism and that endless possibility of knowing that you're surrounded by stories. And so for me, to get those people who are more enthralled by film to kind of want to be engaged in this book was was great for us. I didn't know if it was going to work, and it really has worked.
Poster troubles.
Oh yeah, I was like watching you guys try to keep it up. But yeah.
There we go.
That kind of like helps me segue into my next question, because I was like in the middle of like reading the part where Legend's talking about the Tom Sawyer story and like telling it to Noelle, and I was wondering what, because of the fact that it's influential to him, what are some stories that are influential to the way that you guys tell stories? So whether it's like film or movie or books and things and TV shows.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think for me, a large part of Blood and Fire came out of family stories that were told to me as a kid growing up. So that was a huge influence. And my mom read to me a lot. It's funny you mentioned the Tom Sawyer. That was a huge influence. I was read that from the age of 5. And Shakespeare, I did my master's in Shakespeare, so a lot of his stories have been part of my young years too. So and yours is very later, but yeah, so definitely him as well.
I think for me it's experience, you know, and then taking those experiences and then imagining an ulterior experience in my own imagination of how I would want the situation to play out. You know, I think we had that experience of wanting to go up to someone that we had a crush on and having that fantasy play out in our minds and our imagination, but never actually doing it. Whereas when you write or you write a script and make a film, you can come and live out those fantasies.
My next question is more of a fun, out-of-the-box kind of question. If you could take one of these characters to a modern restaurant, where would you take them?
Oh my gosh, you go first. That is tough.
I take Granddad to Apple Pie. No, it's Apple Pan. Apple Pan. You know, there's a burger joint in LA, the oldest in America. It's amazing.
I think I'd take Noelle to the Cheesecake Factory and just show her the tremendous, portions, and she would just think, what on earth is this? Is this for a family of 4? And then I'd say, no, it's just for you.
Yeah, you mentioned the grandpa in there, and I thought that was a fun spin on like a dystopian kind of squad, to have the grandfather and to have Legend, or what is his name? I always forget it. Yeah, Legend? Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, Ledger. Why did I? Okay, my phone.
Ledger.
Yeah. It fixed. Yeah, it's Ledger. Yeah. But. Yeah, I had to remember that. But for some reason, my phone changed it to Ledger. But I thought it was cool that there was like a different spin. It wasn't just like 3 teenagers. It was like, and here's Grandpa and his experience. But it brought like the past in with the present and the future, and I thought that was really cool.
That was a thumbs up, by the way.
Oh yes. What question do I want to ask next? I just have a lot of just crazy.
You've read the whole book?
Oh yeah, I read like the past week.
What was your favorite part of the book? Without giving away too much.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like there's like the whole like explanation of Prospero, which is like it just like as it unfolds, because it doesn't just go like here's everything about Prospero. It's like it just unfolds very nicely. And so like that aspect of the book was really cool, but like the fact that, something non-spoilery. I don't know. I feel like there's so little in the beginning that's like not a spoiler.
Did you like the love story? How
I thought,
different.
Because it was like, here's my guy who looks like my friend, and now he's something else. But yeah. It gave me the feels, as the children say these days.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Now he's something else.
Evolved. His mood improved. Sorry.
Yeah, it was good, and it was different. I felt like.
Cool.
Other than the fact that Noelle is the only reader alive, what makes her a great leading lady in the story?
Okay. I think it's definitely her commitment to her family and her loved ones. I think that's like one of her strongest character traits, because, you know, she does bounce back and forth. She is indecisive. She is a bit selfish at times, you know, and there are some rocky parts to her character, but I think she is 100% committed to family and friends. So I like that about Noelle.
Anybody else want to answer that question?
Yeah, I just love her her journey. I think that a lot of young adult novels have this amazing ability to recreate teen angst, and I think with Noelle, it doesn't really go down that journey. It's a journey where it's more of a not only a personal discovery, but a discovery about life and about situations that are happening in the world or in her world, and not focused solely on just that inner ability to grow as a human. It's more about, you know, her growing at the same time as having this huge burden on her shoulders to save the world.
Well, save the world.
So you guys were kind of teasing a little bit about the upcoming book trailer, and I was wondering what sort of insight y'all had as far as like how that was made.
It's going to be great. I for one have never seen a book trailer like this. Alex played a huge role in making this possible, as you guys can probably guess, but it was filmed in the California desert. There is an amazing cast. I know Alex doesn't want to say much more about the cast, but they're amazing. They're amazing. And it brings to life a scene of the novel, which means a lot to me. And to see it happen and to see it brought to life was like, I had to basically try not to sob on the ground like a little baby. I'm just going to say that. Because that's how it makes me feel.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. So yeah.
I directed it.
And then there's that.
Cool.
Directorial debut, along with my debut as an author, Alex's debut as a director. So that's pretty awesome.
That's exciting.
Very exciting.
I think people are going to be. I think what it serves is as a small clip and vision of what a potential movie could be.
That's a nice idea to give to people too, is like, that would be a good TV show, good movie, however it plays out. Because I could see it being kind of serialized or as a big picture like movie, either way. Like it's just really, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I get it.
That's awesome. And then I basically freak out again. That happened.
You'd just be like, why? How is this my life? But it's because you wrote a good story that hit people's hearts. This is sort of a fun question. I don't know how to. Yeah, I try to make some like fun out of the box questions, but because Grandpa kind of brings this up before his immersion when they're doing like kind of like the flashback scenes. He talks about to one of the officials. He's like, I've never owned a digital reading device. No way. And he's like, I'm all about the books, but I've given up the books, blah, 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 all the sad, part of the books. It makes my heart hurt. Anytime my mom is like, let's do something with books, and it involves destroying books, I'm like, no, can't do it. But my question is, when you're reading...
Huh?
Hence your shelf in the back.
Oh, yeah. I've taken some books off, but there's a lot of books back here. It's messy, but I love it. But my question is, when you guys are reading books, like what is your preferred mode? Would you rather have like physical copy or ebook or audiobook?
I think for us, or for anyone, our generation is more about the now. And I think the ability to have something straight away. It's quite
download
is quite fascinating to our generation, and so the ebook I think is great. It's great for traveling. You can have a quantity of stories in your fingertips, but there is something very human about owning a physical, materialistic copy of the book and holding it and opening it.
I do both. I read both types of books.
I only read books physically. But
Alex is hardcore. He doesn't actually. You don't even own a Kindle, do you?
No.
Oh gosh, I own so many devices.
But I do scripts, like movie scripts on my iPad.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm a Kindle person and I'm a physical book person. I do both. I flip between.
I did that with this book. So I had it on my Kindle and then I had it on my phone. So like if I was like at work and I wasn't supposed to be reading, I was still reading. And then as soon as I got the physical copy, like I can read faster with a physical copy. So yeah, that's how I finished the book, was with that. So
how do you like the physical copy?
I like it. It's nice and hefty, and it because I've gotten some I've gotten arcs and stuff like that where it's like it's not supposed to be that great, but this is like nice and hefty and whatnot because it needs to be good and whatnot. But yeah, it's really nice quality, and I like the cover that it's black and white. I thought that was cool and different and important to the story as well. So
good. That's awesome.
Yeah. So basically that's kind of like the end of my questions, but if you guys wanted to say anything or talk about the book at any sort of important information that you'd like to tell people about the book, now is the time.
Well, you have the confidence. You want to highlight about the journey?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about the book with, as you said, without giving away too much. I just think that, it's, for me, it's going to be one of those books that people read once and then are kind of baffled by the story, and then will read it again and understand it the more they read it.
Lots of layers.
Yeah, there's many,
it's like a lasagna.
Yeah, there's many layers to the book, and it's one of those great books that you discover something different each time you read it.
That's cool.
And for me, it's quite a spiritual book. If you understand what I mean with the love story aspect of Ledger and not quite understanding who he is, and it's like. For me, when you say, how do we explain who Ledger is, it's like, how do you explain outer space? Yes, we have a theory on what it is, but we don't actually know, and I like that. I like those spiritual kind of weird, crazy, ideas that have been written down. And then I just think, from a book's point of view, yes, it is a young adult novel, but it really appeals to an older audience as well.
That's true.
It's not just for young people. For me, I'm 25. I guess I'm still bracketed in the young adult audience.
I'm not, however.
But
I'm 27 and I still read YA. Like there is no shame. My mom reads YA, and
a lot of my friends and family and a lot of people that have read the book that have been, a couple of older generations than me have, I was wondering if they would find the relevance of today's world interesting in the book, and it was a great insight for them to see, where our world could go, with streaming, and so that was great. It is a book for the ages and for everyone.
Yeah, it definitely transcends it with talking about like physical copies and getting into digital and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't put it better than Alex. I think it's great. It's very exciting, and we hope everybody enjoys the read. And when they get to the end and they're surprised by what happens, that, you know, makes them want to pick up the second book because I'm writing it now. So I've started
Yay!
on it. So
that was a question that I forgot to put down, was like, is this the only, because it definitely stands on its own, but I was like, is there going to be another one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
There's more. I'm writing it now. So I'm going to start posting like my writing updates again and let everybody know.
Cool.
So, yeah.
But I didn't feel like it ended on like a cliffhanger or anything like that. So it wasn't one of those books where it was like, you definitely have to read the next one to figure out what happens to this thing. But it's like, it's one of those where you're like, I like Noelle. I want to read more about her.
Awesome.
I feel like I connect with her. So.
Aw, that's so nice to hear. That's great, Liz.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Any other parting words?
Just thank you for having us, and it's been
you.
so much fun, and really glad you enjoyed the book, and
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome. I hope we can do more like this next time for the next one. If I can
All right. Yeah, that would be so much fun.
All right, amazing. All right, thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Everybody have a great day and keep reading.
Bye.